morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us this morning at the Juniper booth. We're going to be talking about our Zero Trust data center and how we defend the castle. I'm going to share with you a number of our technologies that we use every day in a full solution set across your data center. Obviously, you've been hearing a lot about our experience-first networking. This is our strategy, our concept that we are focusing on the end user experience. Many folks talk about bits and bytes. They talk about network management. What we're really focusing on is being able to operate a network and deliver a first experience to the customer. So everything that we're doing, we're focusing on the end user. We want the end users to be able to do what they need to do every day, do it in a safe and secure fashion, protect your assets, but in an experience-first manner, right? Experience first means building a trustworthy network. How do you build a trustworthy network? You make sure it's secure, make sure it's safe. We focus on reliability. There's a CIA methodology behind security, and we make sure that your networks are not just available. It's not enough to have an available network. You need to make sure that you have a secure available network without impacting the end users and delivering your end user experience. Users and devices are protected, and they are still safeguarding your data, regardless of where it is. And we are focusing on accelerating your business agility in a safe and secure manner. So what should security do? We should protect our apps. We should be able to protect our workloads in any environment. Our workloads now are becoming distributed, whether they are in public clouds, private clouds, distributed edge networks. Your data and your workloads can be anywhere now. With the advances in container-based apps and workloads, we're able to easily, quickly scale and accelerate your performance through distributed computing, and that means your workloads and your data are all over the place. Right? We're able to protect access to the data center. This is something we've been doing for, from day one. This is something we're very, very good at. But with the advances in your edge computing and distributed data and workloads, we need to think outside of the typical data center. With the advances in campus, in branch, literally a campus, or actually more like a branch, could now mean a single user out in a remote office or at their home. So we need to make the home workplace look just like the office workplace. Since the pandemic has hit, now our data is all over the place. We need to protect those workloads and those apps. And then obviously, fundamental to all of this is to be able to deliver the visibility and the insight from the client all the way down to the workload. So from the remote branches, from the remote offices, from the home users, all the way back to the data center, wherever that data center happens to be, whether it's public or private or distributed. So this is one slide I kind of want to focus on here, and this is our Zero Trust data center architecture. This shows all of our different products that you would want to consider in building your Zero Trust data center. This focuses obviously on the data center firewalls, whether they are physical in a public cloud or private cloud. We have a virtual, both container and virtual VMs in public clouds. We have our data center cloud connects, our intra data centers, and your workloads could be in any one of these areas. So let me just kind of go through here quick. We've got our SRXs, our traditional firewalls, next-gen firewalls. They're running anything from AppSec, IDP, ATP, our advanced threat protection, our SecIntel. And one thing I want you to focus on here is everywhere that our SecIntel is. Our SecIntel is not just on firewalls. SecIntel is on our routers. Our SecIntel can be on our switches. Our SecIntel can be everywhere. That's part of our connected security strategy. If you've not heard that term, or if you have any questions about connected security, please let me know. I'll be able to happily show you and share with you what that really means to you. We're able to Continuing on, we've got our MX routers that also can act with an SPC3 card. Can be your firewall on a very high performance router for your data center interconnects or for your internet gateways. We have our VSRX, again, full stack capabilities here with AppSec and IDP and IPsec. One thing I did want to point out on the MX back here is our ability to run Carrero. We have Carrero Threat Defense Detector, which is a very, very highly advanced DDoS protection. So on your internet gateways, you want to run a very advanced capability for threat defense for your anti-DDoS protections. You also see that we can run SecondTel, AppSec, and IDP on the MX there as well. In the intra-DC, we have our VSRX, our containerized SRX, and next slide I'll talk about one of our other capabilities of delivering micro-segmentation down to the workload, down to the hypervisor within our data center with our Apstra intent-based networking tool. And then obviously above all of this is, looks like a cut off there, management and orchestration with Appstra and our Security Director Cloud. We also have our Juniper Security Analytics that provides the visibility and the analytics for everything, whether it's security, network, workload, public, private, everything gets dumped in there, and we're able to do machine learning and be able to drive intent and the ability to quickly correlate events throughout your entire environment, regardless of the source of the event. So I talked about our intent-based data center fabric with our Apstra. This is a new acquisition to Juniper a little over a year ago, and it's been a great addition to our platform. It's the industry's only multi-vendor data center fabric management tool. Whether you're looking for segmentation down to the workload, segmentation down to the bare metal server, segmentation down to the hypervisor, we can use Apstra to manage your day 0, day 1, day 2 segmentation, continuous, assured, and repeatable segmentation down to your workloads. Right? Integrates with our SRX, talks with our Carrero TDD, handles your DCI interconnects, all in a safe, secure, and reliable methodology. And then kind of start to close it out here, you know, any app, anywhere, you know, one great thing about Juniper Security is we are driving everything, regardless of the location of the workload, with one policy, single policy framework. I don't care if that workload is at the distributed edge, if it's at the branch, if it's at the data center, public, private, hybrid, whatever. We can manage it with one policy. Many, many times, customers come to us and they talk to us about all the different policies that they have to manage. And they literally have multiple teams that are managing multiple policies depending on where the workload, depending on where the assets are located. We don't need to have you do that. That's not needed with Juniper policy frameworks, right? Single policy to manage your entire infrastructure. I don't care if you've got 10 firewalls, if you've got 400 or 4,000 firewalls. We can do this with one policy. All right, super, super powerful. What does that one policy give you? Network-wide visibility, right? Regardless of where the data is coming, where it's going, one single piece of network-wide visibility, right? Dynamic and consistent policy. One of the big places where people get into trouble when they're trying to do audits and compliances is managing that policy sprawl where you updated something on one policy but you forgot to update it somewhere else. We don't have to worry about that. We have one policy to maintain across your entire infrastructure, right? With that, we're able to easily stop and compromise and lateral movements of your data. And with that, we also deliver very high performance and very good security. Right? In other presentations, we've talked about our security efficacy. If you have any questions and want to know how we do our security efficacy, please see me or any of the rest of us after this presentation. We'll be happy to show you our third-party results from independent analysis. So this kind of goes to show our single policy framework, regardless of where the users are located, whether we've got campus and branch with the next-gen firewalls pushed out there, secure remote workforce with secure web gateways. We've got the internet, SaaS applications, and then we've got our public and private data center clouds. Pretty much it. Please don't hesitate to jump up here. This was meant to be kind of a teaser of all the different areas in the data center that we are working to protect your data, working to protect your users and deliver an experience-first networking. But we've got lots of demos. Anybody that's walking around with an iPad, Pradeep, could you hold up your iPad? There you go. Any of those folks there will be able to, will be happy to show you demos. Anybody that wants a t-shirt, please come on over. And thank you guys very much.